Hello, welcome back to the channel. As always, if you haven't already, go and check out our other videos. We move along to episode 9, season 1 of The Simpsons, which is titled Life on the Fast Lane. This episode is also known as Jocks to be Wild. This episode first aired on the 18th of March 1990 and is also the first episode to win a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Animated Programme.
Side note before I start off with the first appearances of characters, this is one of the few episodes of the series not to have an opening intro. As I've said in previous episodes, it's just basically the episode have so much material in it, the writers didn't have enough to cut out basically, so they just cut the intro out to begin with, so we just go straight to the Simpsons house with this. Now, making the first appearances, firstly we have Reverend Lovejoy's wife, Helen Lovejoy.
The busybody.
And basically the gossip. Basically this episode sets that up nicely, bumping into Marge and Jacques. You've got to sound like you're clearing your throat of phlegm when you say his name. Basically when they're having brunch, jumps to the conclusion that they're having a secret affair, which they get out of with the fact that Jock is giving Marge bowling lessons using the salt and pepper pots. Again, she's not really much different to the character she is now. She was brought in as a nosy person, and that's basically what she is now. She needs to know everything.
Yes, it's like a person which you're always getting, like a town, your street, wherever you live, there's always that one person who wants to know every little bit about you, and she's that person.
And basically, just start the rumours, basically. Also, Lenny makes his first appearance in this episode.
Not much of an appearance, but...
Nah, just really a scene that was really just set up just to give Homer someone to air his concerns over what's happening with Marge, the fact he doesn't want to eat his sandwich because it's the last thing she's made for him. And yeah, and Lenny just basically has a throwaway line in this one of like, oh yeah, there's problems at home. As we've already mentioned, Jock, this is his first appearance. He only makes a handful of appearances throughout the series. He's in a later episode, The Pin Pals, the episode where Mr. Burns joins Homer's bowling team. He's in a team called the Home Wreckers. It consists of him and Homer's old flames, Princess Cashmere, Mindy Simmons, and Lurleen Lumpkin.
You'll think, what would they see in Homer Simpson?
The beauty's in the eye beholder, just ask Marge.
Yeah.
But also there is another first appearance.
This is also the first appearance of Barney's Bowl-O-Rama. Now, the original backstory for Barney's Bowl-O-Rama was that it was owned by Barney Gumble, but over time it changed to Barney being an employee, as the writers could not imagine Barney owning anything. It was later revealed that Barney's uncle was the owner. Now, the exterior of the Bowl-O-Rama was actually designed by No Doubt member Eric Stefani.
And now we get on to the characters in this episode. For a change, I'm just going to bunch up Marge and Homer's story and the kids' stories, because basically this episode mainly focuses around Marge and Homer, the marriage, the concerns, all that sort of thing. So really, yet again, it's another episode where Maggie doesn't really have much of a part, apart from...
I went to singing to her to go to sleep.
Yeah, basically. She doesn't seem to get fed when Homer's looking after them, that I can remember anyway.
No, I can't remember seeing her getting fed.
So basically she doesn't really have much. I don't even think she has anything with Marge in this episode, even though most of the episodes it's Marge and Maggie basically together sort of thing. Bart and Lisa, basically again, they start the episode off making Marge a birthday breakfast. Bart trying to lick the beaters. the electric meters that are still on.
That shows how intelligent Bart is.
Exactly. And then we find out the presents they bought. Bart's bought Marge French perfume, even though it's cheap.
And where does he get his money from? Does he save his pocket money up?
Yeah, seems strange because you'd expect him to spend his money on comics and sweets and whatnot, or bottle rockets, is it he buys? Or for
squishy.
Yeah, basically just stuff he can prank people with. Lisa goes for the more hands-on approach, the more, as she says, the more caring approach. Handmade card made out of dried macaroni.
You're starting to see her intelligence more as you get on.
Because she picks up more on the problems that happen with Marge and Homer, and she has a conversation to Bart about it, about how Homer's acting, how Marge is acting, and they're going through. She's starting
stages.
On the stages. She's at
stage 4.
Yeah.
Which was
was it denial?
No, Bart was denial.
Bart was denial, and Lisa was fear. That was it. She was fearing for what was going to happen, even though Bart wasn't buying into it. He's just arguing with it, furthering the point of the stage he's on. And basically, as the episode progresses, once we get towards the end, and Bart sees Homer.
Oh, he's playing catch with Homer in the garden. As the ball hits Homer's head, Bart goes up and goes, didn't even say ouch.
Yeah, and then
that's where he starts to realise.
Bart is then on the stage of fear, where Lisa's just like, yeah, I can't help you, I'm on to stage 7 or 8, I'm on self-pity. So really with the kids, they're just basically... there is a background character in this episode. The real meat in this episode is, say, it's Marge and Homer. So it starts off, as we say, with Marge. It's her 34th birthday.
Yeah, Patty and Selma go as well.
Yeah, but before we get to that, a little bit more on the kids. They surprise Marge with the birthday breakfast, which then just underlines how forgetful and stupid Homer is. He not only forgets that it's Marge's birthday,
but thinks it's his birthday.
Exactly. So, in effect, although it's a complicated one to say, it's like he's stupid enough that he forgets his wife's birthday, but then at the same point, he thinks it's his birthday, so he's basically even more stupid that if it was his birthday, he can't even remember when it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just forgets Marge's birthday, so obviously doesn't have a present for her.
Yeah, and subsequently he goes, I'm going for a walk.
Even though they basically all Bart may not pick up on it because Bart's basically same level IQ as Homer at this point, maybe a little bit smarter. But Marge and Lisa know exactly what's going on. So yeah, just rushes out to buy a gift. With being Homer, he buys a thoughtless gift.
Which was mainly for himself.
Exactly.
Because he had the fingers fitted to Homer. He had the name engraved on it, Homer.
Yeah, even though he tries to get away with this when he's questioned by Marge, basically like, well... But basically, again, he sounds like a good husband, basically by saying, oh, well, I couldn't take your hand, could I? So he doesn't even know his wife's hand.
No.
But at the same point, what husband probably does. But again, that's just another thing to put on he's not really a considerate husband. And then tries to get away with the name by saying, oh, so you'd know it was from me. But while we're leading up to this, Marge has spoke to Patty and Selma on the phone, and Patty and Selma's character is still underlining the fact that they don't really like Homer.
You can't blame them, to be honest.
Yeah, they just pick up on the fact of, when she says he's out getting a birthday present, they're like, yeah, oh, right, so he's going to get basically... saying in no uncertain terms, it'll just be a present for himself.
With these two, are they actually jealous of Marge having a family? I know they don't like Homer, but are they a bit jealous that Marge has got like a family and they've just got each other?
I think it's a little bit of both. There may be a little bit of jealousy there, but at the same point, even with jealousy, it's still the fact of they've hardly ever had a good thing to say about Homer.
You can't blame them.
Yeah. But at the same point with Homer, the feeling's mutual. So at the end of the day, I don't think we really had a backstory with that. I think it's always been that they don't really like each other, basically. But yeah, and also it leads to them being at the Singing Sirloin. Don't think it's really been revisited much throughout the series. But it again, it's the first mention of it. Maybe the only mention, but just
They also make a comment about Homer when he's eating the steak,
they're basically hinting the fact they ask each other, Heimlich maneuver. Nope. So they're basically hinting that they're hoping that Homer chokes on his food.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's hating someone, then wanting someone to choke to death on the food. I mean that's that's evil. But yeah. But then obviously Marge isn't really impressed with the present, which you can't blame her. But then, as we say, she talks to Homer about it and the fact that she believes he's being selfish with it. And then in the end, she's like, "Oh yeah, thanks him for the present," and says she's going to use it. But then Homer puts his foot in his mouth with the whole.
So you kind of in bowl.
Yeah. So yeah.
For that instance, it wasn't for Marge still. Yeah,
but at the same point, Marge is she trying to spite Homer with it by like, well, you're going to use it, so
she's trying to.
Yeah. So she goes to the bowling alley on her own. She's no idea what she's doing.
Was she gonna leave the ball actually in the bowling alley, or was she intended to still take it back home, or was just gonna throw it and leave it?
Yeah, because basically, the bloke behind the counter's like asking if she's got a lane. She's no idea what he's going on about. She doesn't even understand that you need bowling shoes. She's basically she just doesn't belong in this world, basically.
Got big feet for big out.
Yeah, 13 AAA, but hey, but yeah, she's that good. She just throws the ball. First, she hits one of her pins. Or only hits one of her pins. Then the second time it bounces over to Jock's lane and knocks his pin over. But then obviously it leads to the fact of Jock deciding he's going to teach her how to bowl. Which I think was Marge a bit apprehensive at first.
Yeah, at first.
But then she's like, yeah. So yeah, once we've had this exchange, she goes home, she explains to Homer how she's... she enjoyed it sort of, and she's going back the next night to do it, ask him if he's okay with that. Homer's a little bit confused / concerned with that.
No, it's his fault.
Yeah.
If he'd actually remembered her present in the first place and known that it was her birthday, then none of this would have happened.
Exactly. Well, yeah. It's basically the premise of the storyline. Homer's selfishness and just forgetfulness of Marge's birthday leads to an unthoughtful gift, which then leads Marge to spitefully go to the bowling alley.
Even ruined the birthday cake.
Exactly. And to be fair, you'd think Homer would be upset about that. He's ruined food.
Yeah.
But no, it's basically that is it. Because of his selfishness, it leads to Marge meeting Jock and the whole debacle. So if his marriage had fallen apart, yes, it would have been his fault.
Again.
Exactly. Yet somehow Marge always picks him and forgives him, even when
I don't get why.
Who even knows? He must have something special about him. But
I can't see it.
Obviously only Marge, beauty's in the eye beholder. But yeah, so we then lead to Jacques inviting Marge to brunch.
It's an American thing.
Yeah, exactly. Even though Marge doesn't understand it anyway, but again, would Homer really take her out for food anyway? No. Again, he's a selfish person. He'd only do it if he was apologising for something. That seems to be...
And if it was an all you can eat.
Oh yeah, all you can eat, exactly. Then this brunch meeting leads to him inviting Marge over to his place. This then leads to Marge having a dream where they're dancing in his apartment. This is a reference to the gay divorcee. And yep, she then accepts the invitation. even though this then leads to her going on this journey
in a car.
Yeah, which leads past a wedding where a couple have just got married, a picnic area where a family are having obviously a picnic, being happy and joyful, an elderly couple walking down the street, a graveyard which has, I suppose they were showing it as a loving couple who are buried next to each other, and then the funniest of the lot, a costume shop with a pair of skeleton costumes.
I know.
But again, I think they were just trying to hammer home this whole fact of togetherness.
Got to say, there's a lot of stop signs.
Exactly. If it weren't for that, she probably would have got off with
Exactly.
Jacques. But yeah, this then leads to Marge reaching both
she's at a standstill when
literal and figurative crossroads. One way, it's the power plant and choosing Homer. The other way, it's Jock's place and choosing Jock to go off with. Obviously, she chooses Homer again.
In a real world, it'd be an easy solution.
Yeah.
Easy go with Jock.
So getting on to the end sequence, she turns up at the power plant, surprises Homer. Once he realises she's there, he then goes into dumb mode again. Going about, oh, it's a lovely surprise. When then the dumb moment comes in, it's like, you're here to see me, right?
Pretty obvious.
So what, is he trying to say in that instance that he's picked up on the fact that Marge may be having an affair, even though neither one has actually confronted each other about it? Marge hasn't admitted to feelings for Jock, and Homer's not. They've just gone off in their own separate worlds, and Marge obviously comes to the conclusion she wants to be with Homer. So is he trying to say that the affair is with somebody at the power plant, which would be rather stupid if she's turned up when she knows Homer's working.
Yeah. She didn't actually do anything, did she?
No, this is it. It's a fact of, it's more subliminal. It's never actually said 100% that Marge is having an affair.
She had a bit of thoughts about it,
but she never acted on it.
Didn't do anything.
And yeah, so that then leads to the end sequence. Once they've become the happy couple again, Homer's just telling his colleagues, just tell the boss I'm going off to the back seat with my wife, blah 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 blah. And then in a reference to the film An Officer and a Gentleman, you see Homer carrying Marge off to the car, and that's basically where we leave the episode. The happy ending for the people who believe in Homer and Marge.
Yet again.
Exactly. And then moving on.
Yep. The sequence in which the family throws the pizza box away was specifically designed by John Swartzwelder to look surreal, with the family panning into each other. And if Marge is 34, then this would mean she gave birth to Bart, now 10, when she was 24. This is inconsistent with most flashbacks to Homer and Marge's earlier lives. Would you agree?
Well, yeah. For this being the first series, yeah. Because I don't think the first flashback happened until second, third series.
Yeah.
But quite frankly, the writers have retconned the timeline so much. You only have to look at the fact of in one of the later series, in somewhere in the 20 series, 22 or 23 or something, you get the episode The 90s Show with Homer starting up a grunge metal band when him and Marge have yet another separation. And at this point, Marge obviously hasn't got pregnant or given birth at all, and this is set a year or a couple of months after the first episode aired, where Bart was already 10 years old. So by this point, they've already ruined that whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the whole point, the joke, they even put in that far back of, this is the thing. Now moving on, for the original broadcast, this episode for the week of the 12th to the 19th of March 1990 finished 11th in the ratings. It was, however, the highest rated show on the Fox network that week. Now, since it's aired, the episode has received mostly positive reviews from television critics, and Albert Brooks appears in this episode playing Jacques, and he subsequently makes another 4 appearances as a guest appearance in the show throughout its history.
And in a 2000 Entertainment Weekly article, Matt Groening ranked this episode as his second favourite of all time, behind Bart the Daredevil. Also, the Entertainment Weekly placed it 21st on their top 25th episode of The Simpsons list, calling it a showcase for the series' bedrock of character and heart. So, sort of see, it was starting to get more popular, would you say?
Yeah, this is it. The earlier series, for fans alike, for us and hopefully for a lot of other fans viewing this video, we view the first 7 or 8 series
As the best
before they started really bowing down to the pop culture part of it and just going so far away from what the original series was. Back at this point, they were firmly based around the Simpsons, the family dynamic they had, and yeah, you had guest appearances in the first series. As we'll discuss in a later episode, Krusty has an episode mostly surrounding himself. But yeah, the first series or 2 are mostly regarding the Simpsons, and you just have characters as background characters before they branched off and we had to get into the whole character development of the background characters, basically. But yeah, we'll discuss those when we get on
at a later
date.
Now, positives, negatives. Let's start with the negatives first.
Negative. I think one of the key negatives is this one. As I said at the beginning, apart from Homer and Marge, there's not really much given by Bart or Lisa in this episode. They've just basically focused it more on Homer and Marge in this marriage thing. Would you agree with that?
I'd agree with that.
There's too much of that.
They don't try and get on each other's sides either. They're like, Lisa doesn't go with Marge, Bart doesn't go with Homer, or vice versa. They tend to stay back.
Yeah, they separate the kids off with each other. Yeah, they have a brief interaction with Homer when he's looking after them, but it's mainly the kids trying to deal with this thing that I don't even think they understand. But then again, another negative, the fact that Homer and Marge never even discuss what's going on, really, with the whole...
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's sort of like, it's only in each other's minds. Homer thinks she's having an affair, but never confronts her because he's petrified she's going to admit it, probably. And Marge doesn't even come out with the fact that she's got feelings anyway. It's never truly said, it's only hinted at.
I'd say another negative, Marge forgiving Homer too easy. He forgets her birthday, doesn't get her a present, he ruins the meal where he has a bowling ball wet the cake. Yeah, he's just being a selfish husband, and Marge just has a choice when she's in the car to think, am I going with Homer, my husband, or am I going to go with Jack? Now, in real life, like I said before, it'd be an easy solution to, forget the person who's selfish, doesn't care about you, forgot your birthday, or go with someone who actually was listening to you, teaching you how to do bowling, cared about you.
Exactly, but again, it's a common theme throughout the series. No matter what Homer does, even in later episodes where Marge throws him out, she always takes him back, even though sometimes he doesn't really do much to earn that.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and other bits where Homer's that stupid, like you said, at the power plant, he doesn't know Marge is coming to see him.
Yeah, it's like, well, why else would she be there? She'd be pretty dumb if she's going to see someone else, if she is having this affair that he suspects her of. It's like, don't do it on your own doorstep. Well, don't do it on your husband's doorstep. Yeah. So, yeah.
Any more negatives?
I think we covered it pretty much. Positives, though, for this episode. Now, this is where it gets tricky. What positives are there to have in this episode, really?
I think a bit of a positive is where Patty and Selma are slightly looking out for Marge, saying, why you with Homer? You could have someone better.
Yeah, looking after again.
Like I said before, they are a bit sort of jealous that Marge has got a house and family, but they still don't like Homer the way he treats Marge. Basically, treats her as a doormat, basically.
Yeah.
And they sort of see it like Marge can get someone better than Homer.
But I suppose on the other side of the whole love triangle angle, if you want to call it that point, is the fact that in the end Marge decides to stay low, because as we say, she doesn't do anything wrong in this episode. She's only going for brunch and being taught bowling by this Jacques. So whether we understand why she keeps choosing Homer, she's a loyal wife at the end of the day.
Too loyal.
Too loyal, yeah. But back in the early series, Homer was, although he's selfish in this episode, he weren't as selfish or crazy as he'd later become with some of his antics.
I think this episode you start to see Homer's selfish side.
Yeah. But yeah, any other positives?
I can't think of any other positive about the episode.
Well, with that then, that's pretty much it for this episode then, unless there's anything else.
No, I think that's it. Well, if we've missed anything of the episode, please comment down below. Maybe you've got another positive which we didn't mention, and you got another negative which we've missed out.
Or just an opinion that we may not have put across that you feel is should strongly be said.
Yep. Must say like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.